Welcome to our team call tonight, you guys. I first of all did not prepare any announcements. I completely forgot until I saw it was 8:30, and I was like, oh, I should update them on something. The only thing that comes to mind, you guys, is BOD groups, because obviously that launched on Sunday. There are so many not only issues but also ideas and like advancements that they're trying to put into place right now. And so I haven't done anything with BOD groups, and I'm not going to until probably tomorrow or even Friday. So if you're experiencing issues with invites to it or setting it up or posting in there, scheduling posts, anything like that, just take a deep inhale and exhale. It'll be okay. It's being resolved. Give it some time. And then the other thing with BOD groups as well, they had us, if you recall, after the Super Saturday on April 18th, they had us go to our online office and then click on Grow My Business and then My Websites, and they had us update everything. But I went there again yesterday and it's completely different. You can like beef it up and it looks super pretty. And they have like a learn more about me section where they ask you like, who's your favorite trainer and like all of that. And that's the page, I believe, where our leads are going to land. So I think it's important to kind of beef that up and add some photos of you, add your personality in there. So take some time to do that too. Again, that's underneath Grow My Business and My Websites, my coach websites. So those are the announcements I have for you today. Tonight's team call is all about the new diamonds on our team. You guys, we are just blowing up with momentum from the consistency that these girls have been putting in. And honestly, some have been doing it for 3 weeks, some have been doing it for 3 years or longer. And so I'm really excited to dig in tonight and have them share with you a little bit about their success and how they've built and all of that. It is mostly a Q&A. So first I'm going to go around and kind of ask them to share some things, but start thinking of questions that you have for them on maybe anything related to team growth or success club or anything like that. One thing I love about our team is that we are an open book and willing to share all of the things that we're doing. So quick shout out to Amy, Jackie, Jaylyn, Nicole, Tiff, and Zoe. Those are our newest diamonds. Also, Hallie was a new diamond for 1 week, and then she became a 1-star the following week. And we do have a couple more diamonds popping tomorrow. But those are the girls that we're going to be featuring tonight. Zoe also, I don't think she's on. She had something come up, so she's actually planning on going live in Fit Vibes Tribe tomorrow around 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to hear all of her tips, you can put that in your calendar. So I'm just going to go in order of the names that I listed off. And new diamonds, I'm hoping you can share a little bit about why you started coaching, maybe how long you've been coaching, and why you set the goal for diamond, or how long it took you to hit diamond. 60 seconds, 2 minutes or less. We'll go through that as you guys are starting to think of some questions, and then we'll go from there. So Amy, you're first. So why did you decide to start coaching, and why did you set the goal of diamond in the first place, and how long did it take you to get there?
I decided to start coaching because I had lost almost 100 pounds on my journey as just a customer. So I felt like I needed to share it with as many people as I could. Honestly, I didn't set the goal for diamond. I was just trying to help as many as I possibly could. And then in November, when I started diving into the business, I started watching one training a week and holding myself accountable. And then it just kind of boomed from there. Making the connections made it really easy for me to share everything that I've learned to love.
That is so empowering. I love that. Great job. Oh, did you say how long it took you to become a diamond?
I've been a coach for about a year. I didn't really dive into anything until November. And then in 2 weeks, I signed the 6 coaches that got me to diamond.
So crazy. Awesome job. Next up is Jackie. Why did you start coaching? Why did you set the goal of diamond? And how long did it take you to get there? Hold on, Jackie, you're muted. There you go.
Sorry.
You're good.
I started coaching in January 2018. I started coaching for the accountability. The way Gretchen presented the accountability group is what really drew me to it. I wanted to know that there were going to be people on this team with me, pushing me to hit my own personal goals. I started off this business really slow. I started in January 2018. You'll see I didn't hit Emerald until July. So I started really, really, really slow. And like over 2 years later, I hit Diamond. So you can see like it was just like a really, really slow start. But it wasn't until I went to Summit last year for the first time in 2019 that I really saw potential in myself and this business. I saw all of those star diamonds cross the stage and I'm like, what makes them different from me? Nothing. So that's when I really started taking this business seriously. I really, really, really started pushing to diamond and got almost there when I was pushing for the diamond retreat. And then that's kind of when I really, really just started taking this seriously and believed in myself enough to do this. So.
I love that you said, first of all, that you got the belief at Summit, because I agree that is like the one event we all need to go to, but also that you saw star diamonds walking the stage and you're like, nothing separates me. So Jackie is definitely has her vision set on star diamond, which everyone should. Cool. Thank you, Jackie. How about Jaylyn?
Hello. Yeah. So I started Beachbody a year ago and I started coaching about 5 weeks ago. So I made all the excuses. I kept saying no. I'm like, no, I don't really want to coach. I don't have time. Finally, I was like, okay, I'll do it. It was like at the right time. And I started because I was supposed to be moving out of the country. So I was like, yeah, I need some extra income right now. That'd be awesome. And the first couple of weeks, the first 2 weeks, I was like, yeah, this is cool, but I didn't really do the work. And then I finally started inviting people, and then I hit Emerald in a couple hours. And then I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I can do. And once I started hearing about like the diamond retreats, I was like, oh, that's cool. I like free trips and stuff. So that was kind of my motivation to hit diamond. And I kind of just laughed when Chelsea was like, next is diamond. I was like, haha, you're cute. That's great. But then like I was able to sign up more people and I was like, oh, maybe this is possible. And then I really pushed the past couple weeks because Chelsea was like, hey, you're going to hit diamond Thursday. I was like, okay. So, I mean, I pushed and I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And so I started 5 weeks ago. I set the goal because I wanted to go on the retreat.
I love it. It's crazy too, how much you can accomplish when somebody else believes in you a little bit more than you do. And I just want to say all of us believe in every single person on this call so freaking much. So everyone, if you're tuning in, we think that you can do it too. But great job, Jaylyn. 5 weeks also is incredible. Nicole Maston, is she on? Let's see. She might be on another call. I don't see her on. Okay, we'll come back if she does pop on. Tiff McCracken.
My story is a little different because I've been coaching for 5 years and this is my second go around with diamond. So, well, actually like my 10th. So I hit diamond probably, I think it took me about a year. I was the same as Jackie, kind of like a slow start. I was a challenger first, kind of in it for the discounts. And then once I started seeing my own transformation, I jumped into coaching. And I think it took me about a year to hit diamond. But then within the last few years, I've kind of been up and down, in and out of rank. But this time around, I just feel like our whole team just kind of has a momentum of really pushing for ranks above diamond. So right now I'm kind of looking at this as like my stepping stone and I'm going to keep it this time. So hopefully this is just the beginning to go to star diamond and beyond, just because I'm kind of over the in and out rank. I'm just ready to be a solid diamond and just keep going at this point.
I love it. And I love that you're here too to represent tonight, because it happens a lot more often than you would think, of somebody hitting diamond and then they fall off and they don't always come back. They sometimes think that that's the be all and end all, and then they're going to maintain, and then they go somewhere else and they stop coaching. So having her back and like keep doing this is what it's all about. And like using Diamond as a stepping stone. Great, thanks, Tiff. And so Zoe is going to speak tomorrow around 4. Hallie, give us some insight on you, your business, and your new 1-star qualifying.
Yeah, hey. So I am someone who was a glorified challenger for a long time. I said I wanted to coach, but I wasn't actually doing any of the work because I liked doing fun stuff and I did not like inviting people. I liked making my Instagram pretty. I liked doing all the things that were not business building activities, income driven activities. I did not want to do them. And I didn't want to talk to people, and that was really reflective in what I was doing. And so then I ended up quitting and took 6 months off. And on my Instagram, a couple of big Beachbody coaches had started popping up, and I'd always been following Chelsea, my coach, and I was like, damn, I made a mistake. And decided to jump back in. And that was last January. And it took me a little while, but I was starting to figure out how to actually work the business, because I think that's one of the things that was really hard for me to wrap my head around, was how to actually work and not just how to have fun and play online. Yeah, and so it took me a little while, and then I started, actually my boyfriend is really fantastic. He does, what is it that you do? Recruiting. I can't think. So he's a recruiter. So his job is essentially the same thing. And so he has really been working closely with me and helping show me, you know, some different ways and techniques that he uses to get people excited about the jobs that he's presenting them and how that would apply to what we're doing. So thankfully I have him and his support, and together, you know, started building my business. And then I got extremely fortunate that I happened to have the most amazing challenger that I knew was going to be a boss ass bitch as soon as she started working. And she would not do it for so long. And I was like, please, you're going to be so amazing. And she was like, nope, not interested, not into it, maybe later. Yeah, you can plug me in the informational groups. I don't know. And finally, she hopped on a 2-on-1 call with me and Chelsea and was like, okay, I mean, I guess the worst that can happen is I don't like it and I stop doing it, right? And she just flourished. And yeah, I would say that, like, with her, we talk every day. She wanted to take, you know, leadership right away. And I was like, heck yeah, go.
I love that story. Also, my husband used to be in recruiting, and never once did I think of saying, like, give me your tips. And he was like super successful at it. So smart for using your boyfriend for that. All right. That is everyone, all of our newest peeps. So I'm going to scroll through because I do see some questions. And then anyone can answer, and sometimes I did see it was for a specific person. So Claudia says, if you had to name one thing, what one thing would you say contributed the most to the success of becoming a Diamond coach? Anyone can answer.
For me, it's been connecting. That was the one thing that I really wasn't doing. And I feel like if you invite without connecting, you're kind of ruining your own success. So make sure you're connecting before you even bother to invite.
Connecting, that's a good one.
For
Can I add
me,
something? Sorry, go on.
go ahead, Jackie.
I'm too nice. I'm just going to keep saying, go ahead.
Okay, Tiff, go.
Okay. So I was just going to say, for me, I feel like I play the comparison game a lot. And if people are doing it faster than me, I get like anxious about it. But I've always been someone who my coaches really come from good challengers. So it might take a little bit longer to kind of get those challengers the results and kind of have the belief in themselves and the products before they get going with coaching. So I guess just kind of the tip is just stick with it, that people will pop up once you get them the results. They might not be runners right away, but they will be.
That's a great tip because almost every single person said they started off as a challenger, or at least like they didn't want to coach right away because they wanted to focus on themselves. Jackie, your turn.
No, I think it's just something that's nailed down. Like it's just people know it is just to be consistently consistent. And I feel like it's really easy to say that, but like I'm in Success Club 8 right now, and I own like everyone that joined me with the challenge pack this month, I invited months ago. So it's all about, obviously, people always say the invite is planting the seed, you know, people sign up with a follow-up, but it's like I like stopped working for so many months. So when I start working like for a month or two consistently, I'm like, oh, no one's signing up. Why isn't anyone joining me? And it's because I was never working consistently for 4, 5, 6 months, because on that 6th month, the people who you invited like at the beginning, they're going to join you then. So you really just need to be consistent for months and months and months, because those people that you invited months ago are going to be ready.
Yeah, I signed up a customer today and I scrolled back. So I'm like, how long have I been talking to this girl? Because it didn't feel like too long. And I first started talking to her January 2nd, almost 5 months ago. And just now did she sign up.
Yep.
That's a good one. Thanks, Jackie. Anyone else want to chime in on that? The one thing that contributed the most to your diamond rank?
I would say for me personally, that I had to really get into my head that I love helping people. I have loved watching Jalen transform and bloom, and and she couldn't have done that if I didn't reach out and talk to her. And every single one on this team, we couldn't have gotten to the place that we're at today without our coach reaching out to us. And so I had to really get into my head that I'm not going to help anyone, and I cannot help anyone until I get them to sign up with me. And so that has to be my priority, because I want to help them so bad, because I know I can help them. I know I can change their fucking life. And if I can't get them to sign up, then I can't change their life. And I want to. I don't want them to be miserable. I don't want them to hate themselves anymore. I want them to look in the mirror and be like, hey, you, I fucking like you, you know? And I can't do that unless I get them to purchase the damn challenge pack. So let's go.
I love that, because I hear so often, I just want to help people. And they think that diamond rank doesn't equal helping people. Like diamond rank is recognition, or diamond rank is a bonus, or whatever, prizes and all of that. But you're exactly right. It's tied. It's exactly the same. Like the more people you help, your income and rank and all of that is going to advance. Anyone else want to chime in before we move on to the next question? Next up, it was for Jackie. What was your mindset going for Diamond during those 2 years?
Oh, I forget. Hold on. I answered this, but I forget.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see.
No. I had said I didn't have a positive mindset at the beginning at all. And although, like I said, although I never officially quit, like I never canceled my Beachbody account, I wasn't working for like a huge chunk of my first year. And it was mainly because I didn't believe in myself. And honestly, like when you start really believing in yourself, like you can freaking do anything. Like I'm telling you, I got home from Summit, I started working, I signed 6 coaches up in a month. Like it's possible. And then it just took me like 4 more months to get to Diamond. But like really, like when you have that positive mindset, like, and you're like focused, you can do it. Like I don't want to hear anyone say, I can't do it, like whatever, she's luckier than me, like anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, trust me.
When I hear people say things like that, my next immediate question is, how did you get into that positive mindset? Was there, I mean, obviously you said Summit, but was there any other like personal development books or audiobooks or accounts that you follow that helped you get into that mindset?
So I'm really bad at personal development. I know I need to be doing it, but I don't do it. And like Gretchen will tell you that like my mindset right now is pretty good, but it would be so much better if I just read the damn book. But like I just like I still work full time. I am so freaking busy and I don't make it a priority when I should. So I think for me, getting in that positive mindset was my why. I feel like your why just needs to be so strong that it kind of puts you, in that mindset to want more. For me, my why is my husband and his dreams. We own a small business. We own a haunted house, very small. And he just like what he wants for this, like, I feel like I can give that to him. So for me, it's that. And for me, like, that's big enough to kind of push me. So
I like that. So it's big enough so that you have fears, but you don't care and you're going to do it anyways.
exactly.
That's good. Amy, do you use scripts?
Sometimes, but it's usually if I am inviting to my monthly group and it's somebody I've already connected with, and I use Ashley's script, basically the inbox script, because they're already in my inbox. So I just shoot them that quick inbox script. Other than that, no, I try to make personal connections with the individual person.
Gotcha. So that lends me to ask, do you do voice messages ever, or do you typically type out? You do voice messages?
I voice message all the time. I have 2 little kids, so I don't have time to have 2 hands going on my phone. I'm constantly voice messaging, and I find that people actually appreciate the fact that the kids are screaming in the background. And people will even answer me back in them because now they're comfortable with it as long as they hear me do it first.
That's awesome. How did you get comfortable with inviting? How many peeps do you aim to invite each day? And that's for anyone. So how'd you get comfortable with inviting, and how many people do you invite per day or per week if you are the one person that like does one thing a day?
I feel like I have.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
Jalen.
I feel like I have a different mindset on it because for me, I wasn't comfortable inviting. I had started coaching the week before everyone started losing their jobs, and I was super uncomfortable asking people to spend money. So I guess like getting out of your comfort zone, I wasn't comfortable inviting, but I did it anyway. And that's how I hit Emerald in a couple hours. Like I just kind of got out of the mindset of like, okay, yes, I'm uncomfortable, but do it anyway. I like to say F it basically every time I do something, every time I send a message, I'm like, I second guess myself. I'm like, no, I haven't talked to this girl in a while. I literally say F it and I send it and it's there. And if I get a response, great. But I don't personally invite a ton of people every day. I like to do my connecting at night, and because I don't have a lot of time on my phone during the day, and so I connect at night. I find my people through my hashtags. I'm like, hey, I would, I see them participating in this, or like either as a good coach or as a challenger on my Instagram, and then I usually send an invite either the next day or sometimes in a couple of days. Like I kind of feel for them, watch their stories, respond to them. I don't always just go for the invite. Sometimes they'll follow me back and I'm like, cool, so now we're connecting. So I aim for between 5 and 10 people, like honestly, because I want to connect with the person. I don't really want a ton of just random people, someone who I wouldn't want to hang out with, basically. So yeah.
That's good. So 5 to 10 people a day. I like that. Tiff, what about you?
So I was going to say that for inviting, I feel like it's just something that we know we have to do. So just the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll be. But I feel like opposite of a lot of people where I am so awkward with like my warm market. Like I will not talk to like friends, family. Like I never, unless they come to me, like I don't like to invite them. So I do a lot of like connecting and like not cold inviting, but like people I don't know. I feel more comfortable doing that because I feel like if they ignore me or get annoyed, I'm kind of like, they don't know me. So I feel like that can help kind of get you out of your comfort zone if you kind of get out of that mindset where you just stop caring what people think at this point. You know you're doing something to help them. So just if you start with that mindset, I feel like it helps get over that fear of doing the invites. And as far as a number, I really don't set a number. I just try to do, a bunch a week. Try to always have your inbox full, I feel like.
That's a good rule of thumb. If you don't have people responding to you, send more invites or follow-ups. That also reminded me of a quote, because I was the same as Tiff. Like, I was so terrified of what my real family and friends and people from school would think of me. And I read a quote once that said, "You'll start to care less about what people think of you when you realize how little they do." I was like, damn, they don't care. They're dealing with their own stuff. They do not care about our posts. They're just scrolling on by and they don't care about our invites. So I love that. Anyone else want to chime in for the inviting? Okay. Next question. Oh, Jackie, now I see your response.
Sorry, I need to stop responding in the chat.
Oh, Jackie said, inviting used to be super uncomfortable for me. I wouldn't do it, but I decided I wanted this more than my fear of inviting. The question is, how bad do you want this? Got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Good tip. Hallie is so Callie. Hallie, I see so many people on Instagram who play around / want their Instagram to look pretty, but don't want to work. What was the big switch for you?
I think the big switch for me was starting to streamline the pretty stuff and streamline when I allowed myself to do the fun activities and to really separate those and to know right now, Hallie, you're not working, you're doing the fun stuff. And to not count it as work, because before I definitely would sit there and be like, I've been working for 4 hours, totally building my business. And I wasn't. I was just doing all the fun stuff, making my Instagram pretty, making myself a website, doing my blog, all these things that were great for, helping engage my audience and adding value, but weren't actually getting anybody signed up. So I would say that a huge thing for me was combining the two. So I've just kind of streamlined how I make my Instagram look now. I have a very quick process that I know how to do to make it look pretty. And then I think the other thing is too, I think one of the things that's been really beneficial for me is to make sure that when you come to my Instagram, you know that my Instagram is going to be about health and fitness. It's not all about health and fitness, but when you come there, you're not gonna go, oh, what does she do? I'm not sure. You're gonna know exactly what I do as soon as you look at my Instagram. And that's really been helpful because when I add in new followers, when they go, I'm actually attracting people who are going, oh man, I need some health and fitness inspiration, or I'm looking for someone who makes yummy vegan food. Because when they come to my page now, they're like, oh, good, you fulfill the thing that I was looking for. So that when I invite them, they're like, yeah, tell me more about it. Instead of attracting, theater people, which is, I was getting a lot of artists and folks who were like, I'm just here to see your art. I don't care about that other stuff, which is great. And it is awesome added value, but it wasn't helping me progress with my business. And so I needed to start thinking of it more as a business front instead of my fun, creative space.
I like that too, that you're kind of changing your brand to be more fitness and vegan nutrition and whatnot, because you're right, when people follow you, you know that they're interested in what you're posting about, not just all your art teacher stuff and music theater and all of that.
Exactly.
Love it. The next one was from me, for you, Hallie, as well. How many times did you invite Jalen to start coaching before she actually did?
Jalen, do you remember? Because I think it was, so Jalen was not someone who participated for the first couple months. She signed up and she always logged her workouts, so I could always see that she was doing the work, but she never participated in the group. I had no idea. She said she was logging her workouts, but people say they log their workouts and they don't actually log their workouts, Chelsea knows what's up. And so I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden one day she posts this badass transformation post on on our Facebook page and was like, hey, I just want to encourage all of you to keep going. I've seen this awesome transformation and it's really scary for me to post this for all of you, but it's awesome. And I think I was inviting her after that. So it must have taken you 7 months.
Yeah, I would say from November to, no, like October to last month, multiple times. Probably every couple.
Multiple like coach sneak peeks. She was
Yeah.
always in there. She's the ultimate fly on the wall. And then when she came out, she was like, bam, I'm here. Look out, world.
So I just want everyone to take note of that, because one of my best tips for everybody to hit diamond is don't discount your discount coaches and don't discount your customers. Like, keep inviting them. And now you heard for Hallie and Jaylin, it was like 7 months of constant invites and follow-ups and re-invite to sneak peeks and whatnot. So never lose hope with the people that you already have in your network. Steph says, are your emeralds people you control or working coaches you found? Love that question. Let's go through everyone. Amy, you can start. Who are your 2 emeralds?
I have my husband, who obviously I control his account, and then I have a friend on the other one. But I also have another girl who by tomorrow should be emerald also, so I wouldn't need my husband necessarily.
Awesome. Jackie, who are your 2 emeralds?
So my 2 emeralds are a working coach and my husband with 2 discount coaches under him. I think, like, if you haven't signed up someone you can control, you need to do that, because for me, it's like I have 2 working coaches on my left and 2 working coaches on my right, but you only have 5 days to change the leg, and you don't know in 5 days if someone's going to actually run with the business or not. So I just think it's really important to sign that person up ASAP, because if I never signed my husband up, or if I decided I wasn't going to do that, I wouldn't be diamond, because one of my coaches on that leg is an emerald right now. So
I also want to point out too that for Jackie, she has both her sisters also underneath her husband, which I think is brilliant, because literally she controls that entire emerald. And it's effective because she's getting the products anyways. I don't know what it is, but like she gets Shakeology on hers, Energize and Recover, maybe Just Recover underneath her husband, and then like Beach Bars underneath her once, you know what I mean? So like all of her stuff that she already gets is spaced out, and she literally does not have to worry about that, even though she will be growing his account. It can be more than one person in that way as well. Cool. Thank you, Jackie. Jaylin, who are your 2 emeralds?
So I control 2 accounts. I had signed up my mom because she was interested already in doing it. So I was like, perfect. And that was actually before I knew that you could control accounts. And she was on my right. And then once I figured that out, I could control accounts. I thought of my brother, who was also wanting to start something. So I have 2 control accounts. And then I have 1 working coach. She is almost emerald. And I didn't focus on recruiting coaches just because I just started, and I was focusing on challengers to fill my legs. And then once I figured out I could control, I wanted to fill those legs as well. So I filled them. Yeah, but I have 2 controlled accounts.
Perfect. Tiff, who are your 2 emeralds?
So I have my coach Britt on my left and then Brianna on my right. So my husband is signed up on my right, but I've never done anything with his account at this point. So I feel like that would be my next goal, is maybe to start building him.
Love it. So 2 working coaches.
Yep.
And Hallie, I'm assuming Jaylin is one of your emeralds / diamonds, but who's your other emerald, or do you have more emeralds?
Yeah, so Jaylin's my diamond, and she's my lovely sparkly diamond. And then I was really inspired. So I've always been someone who was like, yeah, I'm not gonna have a controlled account. Yeah, I'm gonna do it my own way. Not doing it that way. That's cheating. And I didn't want to do it that way. And then I went to the diamond retreat. And everyone was like, you're a dumbass. Have a controlled account. So when I came back, I kind of was sneakishly like, hey, boyfriend, I'm gonna sign you up for this thing, okay? Is that cool? And he was like, yeah, if it helps you, I don't mind at all. So he is my other emerald, and his account is great because he's now a almost an emerald ×2, and the idea is to help build him up as well, so that I can get to that 2-star, because everyone really says 2-star is where you start getting those bonuses. 2-star is when this becomes like real income, salary income, and that is my goal. Like, I obviously want to help everyone, but I want to quit my teaching job and I want to stay home, and I want to be Sam Holly, who's able to be pregnant with her husband at home, chilling like a villain, rocking her pregnancy the way she wants to, and still making all the income she wants, and like totally set up that way. Like, that's what I want for my life. So that's what I am pushing for.
To be a Sam Holly, I'll take it. I love it. And also, Hallie, I love you because you say what everyone else is thinking so often. At least my personally sponsored are always like, I want to build with working coaches and not using my so-and-so, like people that you can control. And
yeah,
honestly,
I was like, it's cheating. I don't want to cheat.
Yes. So hopefully you can see at least everybody except Tiff said that they had at least one account that you can control. Again, I think it's smart, especially if you're used to ordering multiple things. And the goal can always be to cancel them. So when I signed up my second business center, I signed up my mom and I sent 2 people to my mom. And once I had another emerald on that side, I canceled her account. So it doesn't have to be this long-term solution. It can be, especially if your bank accounts are linked, or like your mom can send you the income, but it doesn't have to be. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Lauren says, with following up, I need lists and stuff in my face. What do you gals recommend for keeping up with everyone? I need everyone that she needs to follow up with later. So follow up, lists, and strategy. Who has one?
I do 2 separate things. I have a list that I go through and I select like 50 people that I want to touch base with, and then I keep a blank one for people that I just happen to touch base with. And on it, I have their name, their handle, if I connected with them, if I inboxed them, if I invited them, and I use like a system, an F for my free group, a star for my monthly, and a heart for if I invited them to coach. And then a status on where we're at, if they ghosted me, if they were a no, a potential, a customer, or they became a teammate, another bracket for a follow-up, and then another bracket for a status, and a section for notes.
And did you say that was all on pen and paper?
I use the spreadsheet to print it out, and I select like 50 people every month that I want to touch base with, and then I have a blank one that I fill in.
Gotcha.
Just random connections.
I love the like hearts and stars and all of that. Anyone else have a follow-up strategy? Or not? Maybe you just like scroll through your inbox or something?
I'm so unorganized.
Yeah, I feel like I get too bogged down sometimes with like I can't do any work until I sit down and can track it, but I feel like then I just don't do any work. So I've just had to like get rid of that mindset. And if anyone says they're interested when I invite them, I just write their name down and call it like a hot list, and then like that will be my follow-up list for like the next month. So I feel like that's, when I'm working in time pockets of my day, I can always just pen and paper write a name down quickly. But trying to track anything else, I just haven't found a system, and for 5 years I can't find a system that works for me. So
that's good. I am such a strategy person, and I will say over time I've been less and less organized, but I think that since I am pretty organized and pretty strategic with everything, a lot of you guys might feel like you have to be as well, but I would say the majority of the leaders on our team aren't super organized. They just scroll and like hope they find someone, or they like write their name down on pen and paper and remind themselves to like follow up with them on Friday and things like that. So systems are nice, but as long as you're in your inbox and aware of like people that respond to you, I think keep that inbox full, and if it's not full, just keep on inviting and doing the things. Anyone else? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
I am not one of those organized people. I'll tell you right now. I have this. If someone tells me they're going to sign up on a specific date, then I write it down on there, and that is it. Otherwise, my follow-up is, did you look at my stories today? And I'll message people who looked at my stories because I know they were looking at me today. So I know they want to talk to me. Otherwise, they don't give a shit because they didn't look at me today. So unless
that's valid.
they're looking at me, I'm not going to follow up with them. But then that's when I go through and I'm like, you haven't looked at me in like 3 months. How you doing?
Love it. All right, Jackie, one of my emeralds is my husband. Oh, sorry, Jackie, you're also commenting in there. Such solid advice. I love that. More income equals helping people. On the days when you push to hit a goal but don't hit it, what keeps you going and keeps your mindset keeping your mindset level? That's a good question. Has anyone ever set a goal like diamond by a certain day and then not hit it?
Yes.
And how did you keep going and stay sane during that time?
I guess I'll give you a really like fresh example. Last Thursday, Hallie and I hit diamond on the same day. And we were both saying we're both gonna hit 1 star on the same day. And Thursday rolled around last Thursday, and all of these coaches on our team are getting recognized. You know, like for hitting diamond, Hallie hit 1 star and I didn't hit the goal. I was in a piss poor mood that entire day. I was like on our diamond call and I was like tearing up a little because I was just like so overwhelmed with not hitting my goal. And Gretchen's just like texting me and she's just like, get out of it. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's okay to like feel sorry for yourself and have a pity party for yourself, but then like you need to not live there, kind of just like remember your goals and remember why you're here. And like the longer you stay in that mindset, that's the longer that you're not working towards that next goal. You know, so I don't know. I don't like have like, okay, do 1, 2, 3, 4 and you'll be out of it, you know? But it's just to kind of remember how far you've come and remember where you want to go from there.
I like that. Throw a quick pity party and then remember your why and get back to work. Anyone else? Because I do love that question. I feel like it's happened to me so many times and I feel like it's really common.
Well, since Jackie's my success partner, she was definitely, so she hit her diamond rank before I did, but it wasn't the official Thursday yet. And Chelsea texted my ass and was like, so you gonna let her show you both like that? And I was like, oh, I'm like 3 coaches away. You want me to hit 3 coaches in one day? It's not gonna happen like that. There's no way I can sign up 3 people in one day. And I will say that like before we had set like goals of like Hallie's gonna go diamond by this time. And I was like, yeah, I'm totally gonna do it. But I never took the action that I needed to in order to actually hit the goal. So for me, it was a really big deal. I was like, well, I want to do this with Jackie. Like, I want to have our like coming out party together. Yay, we did it. And so I took like massive action that day and was like, if I'm not inviting or following up with somebody or doing something, then it's not my priority right now. So I think that for me, that was like a big thing is that when I had set goals before for myself, I didn't actually do the work that I needed to, take the action that I needed to actually achieve that goal. And then for 1 star, you know, like it was, you know, it's Jalen. I can't control Jalen at all. All I can do is check in with her and support her and cheer her on. And, you know, remind her like you can do anything because Jalen showed me you can sign up 3 people in a day because her first day she actually decided to start coaching. She signed up 3 people. So I was like, all right, Jackie, I can do it too.
I love it. Amy, I saw you were going to say something too.
I think just like Jackie said, like it is really all in the follow-up. So if you didn't hit a goal, just continue to be consistent because there are months that I know I have slacked and it seems like 4 months after I have slacked, nothing has really happened. And then there are months that I've hit like success sub 12 out of nowhere and it's everybody that I've already connected with in the past. So just stay consistent and don't slack.
Yeah. When Jackie said that earlier, it's so true. You can be consistent for 1 month and 2 months and not see the fruit of your labor. And then that month 3, or maybe for you it's month 4 or month 5, it's like you don't even, you're like finally giving up and like all these people come to you, but it's not by luck. It's because of the work that you put in. So I realize we're getting a little bit late and there's more questions. So I'm just going to call out on like 1 or 2 people for each question randomly. Okay. So next one. How soon after adding someone do you reach out for invites? Or how do you connect with people before inviting them to a challenge group? So how do you connect with people, and then how soon after do you send the invite? Let's do Tiff.
So for me, I feel like in the last few years, I've gone through like so many seasons of life, like getting married, being pregnant, and then having my son. So I feel like I've kind of been easily connecting with people, like new brides and then new moms and being pregnant. So I feel like my connections over the last couple of years have just been super natural, like connecting like that, and then it just kind of leads into an invite. So I feel like I don't really set it like a timeline, like it's like, okay, I connected today, I'm going to invite tomorrow. I just kind of let it happen naturally. So I feel like that's just kind of how my business has been for the last few years. So I don't really have like a time piece.
Gotcha. You just make sure you have that connection and then go in for the invite.
Yep.
I love it. Let's also, on the same topic, let's hear from Jalen. I can repeat the question if you want.
Yeah, I need that.
How do you connect with people? And then how soon after adding someone do you invite them?
Okay, so I connect by going through my hashtags I mentioned a little bit earlier, and going and just scrolling through the recent feed of people that just posted. I'm like, oh, they look nice. And then I kind of go through and I'm like, okay, they like travel, they like the outdoors, whatever like I am. And I follow them. And then like I usually, I don't invite the next day. I don't invite that day or anything. Connect, you know, sometimes they follow me back, and then I see they're watching my stories and I'm like, okay, it's been a couple days, and I hit them up. I'm like, hey girl, what you doing this quarantine? And like, you know, I'm not a scripter. I try to just talk to them, and I talk like me, you know, I read the conversation. If they're sending a ton of emojis, then I'm sending emojis. If they're like just basic and not really showing anything, I'm like, that's me too. Like, what was the second question?
How soon do you transition to the invite?
Okay, yeah, so I answered that. So like I don't really have a set day. It's usually just like whenever I see like, oh, they're watching, or just a couple days later if they're not watching.
Love it. Next question is, are your coaches and challengers mostly warm market or cold market to start? Jackie said every single one for her is cold, which is true. And that is so powerful. Like most is warm. So I'm super excited to hear it. So Jackie says most is cold. Let's hear Hallie and then Amy. Cold or warm market for most of your challengers and coaches?
So they have been mostly coldish. They're lukewarm. They are lukewarm people. So recently I've gotten a lot of people that I wasn't necessarily very close to in high school, but we went to high school together. And they've either been following my journey or we just recently reconnected. They're like, oh yeah, your mom was my teacher. So they follow me, sort of a thing. A lot of them are people who I went to school with them for a year or two, was never someone I was super close to. So that's been quite a few people. And then I've had recently quite a few colds as well, just from the fact that new eyes on your page, hit them up. They're looking for something.
Love it. Amy, what about you?
Mine are mostly warm or lukewarm. I have never really been a girl's girl, so I didn't have like a tight group of friends, but they're people that have known me for a long time or have known of me for a long time. So hopefully warm, I'd say.
Nice. It's good to have a mix. How scripted are your invites, or is it super casual? So Amy and Jalen already said they don't really do invites, lots of voice messages. Let's hear from Tiff. What about you? Do you use scripts for your invites?
So I feel like it depends on the day. So like super busy and I just want to get some work done, I might just use a script. But if I have a little bit of extra time and I'm like really connecting with someone, again, kind of what Jalen said, I'll read the conversation and kind of invite that way. So I guess it really depends on how much time I have each day. But I would say majority is scripted.
And we'll just stay on you, Tiff, because the next question is for those that do use scripts. Where did you make them up and you store them on your phone, or are you using somebody else's that saved somewhere? Where do you find those scripts?
So I feel like our team is good about like sharing scripts. So I'll always be changing it up. I'll kind of see what works. And if I send out like 20 invites with one script and nobody's responding, I'm like, okay, that's not working. But if I send out like 20 with a different script and, I get a bunch of feedback, then I feel like that's a good one and I'll use it a lot. But I feel like our team is constantly sharing like, hey, this is what I'm using right now. So I'm always switching it up. I don't want to sound like a robot, so
Love it.
I just switch it up.
Perfect. Amanda says, do you all still fill out the tracker to help you work your business? Jackie, do you still fill out the tracker?
Absolutely. And I went for a long time without filling out the tracker. And I'll tell you right now that I recognized that my most successful months were the months where I was tracking. So now whenever I sit down to work, I always track, because if you don't track, like, you can't measure your success. If you're not like hearing from it, like you're not getting any responses back, but you're not tracking, like you could have only sent out like 10 invites that entire week. And chances are, if you're sending out only 10 invites for the week, you're not going to get any responses. So I fill out the tracker, and I think you should absolutely be filling out the tracker and keeping track of your numbers.
Yeah, good point. That's how you can tell what's working for you too, because it's different for everyone. Also, I saw almost everybody that is a diamond right now, their heads were shaking. So we're just gonna say yes, fill out the tracker. Next up, Rachel says, how often do they invite their customers to coaching? Let's do Amy.
Hardly ever in the beginning, but now all the time, just because I feel like I've come so far in my journey and I'm thoroughly enjoying helping others do the same, that I want everybody to do it for all of their friends and their markets as well.
Good answer. Constantly. For Jackie's situation, you have 3 accounts you control. Are they all on the same credit card, or did you split it to different cards? It confuses me. I thought it was you plus 2 per card, right? So Jackie, how did you figure that ish out?
Yeah, it's 2 separate cards. So right now I'm building my husband to 1 star. So I really want that volume of my husband plus those 2 other accounts I can control. I'm buying all the products anyway. So instead of spending like 200 and something dollars on my account, I'm just going to split it up. So it's myself and my husband on my debit card under my name. And then it's my sister's under my credit card in my name. 2 separate cards, 2 separate card numbers. And I'm doing that because I'm building up his volume, because I am looking at this for the long run.
I love it. Can someone explain why it's important to have an account you control to my new coaches? For this one, Gretchen did a whole call on accounts that you can control. Can someone please explain why it's important? On a quick answer, so I would refer that call. It's in the team files in Fit Vibes Tribe. But I would just say because you can control it, and then you just need one other working coach to be that emerald on that one side for diamond rank. And again, if you're getting lots of products, it makes sense financially because you actually benefit by ordering stuff under them. They will roll up to you. And then if you can go one other layer too and get them to emerald with products, all of it trickles up and grows your week led volume. So that's a quick answer. I got the call and I have to go back to work on Monday. Katie says, I keep a hot list of people who are interested for each month, and I go back and follow up from there. Love it. Amy is organized AF. Keep scrolling. Do any of you new diamonds have kids? If so, how do you manage taking care of the kiddos and managing your business? Tiff has a new baby. Amy has kids. Who else?
It also said, especially if you're doing most of the childcare yourself. I just got interrupted between that.
Okay. Who wants to chime in on that? Tiff, you go first.
So currently, because of everything going on, I'm working full-time, still my 40 hours a week from home. We took my son out of daycare, so I'm also being full-time mom and running my business. So some days I feel like how the heck do you get anything done? But honestly, it's like you just got to find those couple of time pockets. So nap time, if I have, a couple minutes off from my full-time job, I'll do invites and follow-ups and just answer messages. This time, he's been sleeping, so I try to hang out with my husband for a little bit and then just run my business at night, even though, I'm tired. He still gets up in the night, but you just got to make it a priority. And I think I also sometimes feel like, oh my God, I didn't do enough. But it's like, even if you just try to do like 20, 30 minutes a day, like it's still going to move your business forward a little bit, so don't get caught up in having to work like hours and hours a day.
And Amy, how many kids do you have?
I have two. I have a 4-year-old and an almost 1-year-old.
So how
And
do you
honestly,
squeeze it in?
I am a super scheduler and super organizer, so I know what time of the day I'm doing just about everything. But like I said, the connecting is what I was missing before. And lately I've just been realizing like you're on your phone on and off all day anyway. So connecting for me is an on and off all day, everyday event. And at this point, like my kids know when I'm in here, even the 1-year-old, like they can come in and you just learn to do it with them. It just becomes normal and a habit once you create it into your schedule.
I think on our last team call, Ashley LaSure said scroll with a purpose. Otherwise, stop scrolling. Otherwise, get off your phone. So I love that. By the way, Kate Clark put in the comments, Jackie hit diamond, and that's when I finally said, F this shit, and started taking massive action. And Kate is going to be one of the newest diamonds tomorrow. That's super exciting. How do you sign them up for coaching? Like, how do you sell that opportunity? So Bianca, do you mean like the working coaching opportunity?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm so new at coaching, so it's hard to say, dude, I've made tons of money. Like, you're going to love this. I mean, obviously I'm a totally different person and I'm trying to sell that. But I can only sell that so much. So I'm just wondering, like, how do you guys like sell it? Like, obviously y'all are excited. Y'all are super pumped. Y'all are like, look at this. Like, but how do you sell it? Like, what is finally making that person on the other side of your story say, dude, I totally want to do that. Like, so I can start doing more of that.
I love it. First of all, I should say never ever, not to you, everybody, lead with the income. I am never like look at all this money I'm making.
Yeah.
I feel like people would run the other way. And I heard on a training recently, we should never be we should be posting about our coach's success if they earn 150 or less, because that's doable. Like when I signed up, even though I have a full-time coaching income right now, that was not my goal. Because I was like, first of all, that's never going to happen. B, what would I even do with it? Because I still loved my job at the time. So the tip was if they earn 150 or less, that's motivating because people are like, oh, I could do that. But for this question, I want to go to Hallie. So how do you talk about the working coach opportunity and how do you get them signed up?
And excited about it, I'd say.
I'm probably the worst person to ask this question to. I still am deathly afraid of like being like, hey, come do this with me. I have a lot of faith in it because I know what it has given me and where I'm at, but I didn't really start pushing myself or making any sort of real stable income until this month, if I'm being perfectly honest. So that's not something that I can really lead with at all. What I do talk about when I do talk to my challengers, because that's normally who I speak to, is I'll reach out to my challengers and say, hey, you are killing it in the challenge group. I am so freaking proud of you. Even if it's their first week, like, you are freaking crushing it in here. You should coach, because it would hold you even more accountable. Like, and then I also talk about too, if they're uncomfortable, a lot of people are uncomfortable with the idea of coaching when they first start off. They're like, but I can't coach. I'm learning myself. How could I coach someone else? Because I'm learning. I'm like, you're not coaching anyone. You're finding accountability buddies.
Yeah.
We're going to go find some accountability buddies, and we're going to bring in accountability buddies to hang with us, you know? And you're going to get paid for helping, you know, some of your buddies who you want to work out with.
Yeah, that is brilliant, because I forget about my challengers.
Yeah.
Um,
Always talk to your challengers, especially the ones that are logging every day, or the ones that you see who, like, occasionally, like Jalen did this. Sometimes there's just someone who's going to post something really inspirational. Like, hey guys, I just want to let you know that you can do this. You better reach out to that girl and be like, let's get you coaching. Right? Because she's already seeing the value in it, and she believes in it, and that's all you really need to be a successful coach, is to believe.
Oh, brilliant. I wasn't even thinking about my challengers. Oh my gosh, yes.
Talk to your people. They're already there.
Yes.
They're signed up as a discount coach is the easiest transition, because they don't have to do anything. They're already signed up as a discount coach. Boom, let's start working.
Okay.
The one thing I'll add to that too is when I talk about coaching in my stories and add polls, it's always my challengers or discount coaches, and sometimes you guys, that are voting on it. So even though, yes, I'm hoping that people flock to me and they're like, I want to sign up as a coach, it's always people already in my Beachbody network. But I do have a strategy of inviting to the coaching opportunity, and I think it might make you feel a little bit better, because the whole strategy is that it's not about you. They do not care about your success. They don't care what type of house you live in. They don't care where you live. My strategy is lead with compliments, confidence, and then end with the invite. So first is compliments. So you'd be like, Bianca, you are slaying the Instagram game. You look so fit. Your transformation's so amazing, whatever. Like, compliment them, and then give them confidence about coaching. Like, you literally are my dream coach, or you'd be so freaking good at coaching, or, you know, why are you not coaching on my team yet? And then end with the invite. Like, can I send you the sneak peek? It's 19 minutes. So compliments, confidence, and then invite. And with that, I always get a response. I usually try and send it in a voice message, but people are like, you're so sweet, oh my God. And so that's how I invite to the working coach and build hype and excitement at the same time. And you can use that too with your challengers and with your coaches.
I will say, super important though, to like post about that you are taking on, like, helping people become coaches, because as Chelsea just put in the chat, I was Chelsea's challenger. And when I saw Chelsea post maybe 3 times in my first month, like, hey, I'm looking to help mentor some new people for coaching. You know, like, my company's expanding and I want to help mentor some new coaches. So when I lost 10 pounds in my first month, I was like, all right, tell me how to do this. How do I do it? Where do I do this?
Yeah.
You know, so making sure you're talking about it as well, because, you know, Chelsea was a goddess at, like, sowing the seeds for me ahead of time. Yeah. And she dropped in the chat too, like, it's so effective to, like, when someone's on your challenge group, be like, oh, damn, you doing so good. # future coach. Sprinkle that on there.
I love it. And don't be humble about coaching. Like, the fact that you guys are on this call tonight, say that, like, you were featured to ask a question to the top leaders. Like, show your involvement. If you're on this call as a diamond or star diamond or whatever, say that you were featured. Like, don't be humble about these things. You can be humble, but also brag and, like, toot your own horn, because no one's going to see it as often as they need to in order to be like, damn, Tiff is slaying the game right now, or Deed is, like, crushing it, and all of that. So toot your own horn as much as you can. And if it's awkward, Amy Silverman once said in a group that I was in, she was like, I'm giving you permission to toot your own horn. And she challenged us all to do a post. And so I posted saying, I feel really awkward doing this, but I was told to toot my own horn. So, and then I just like went into it. So you have permission to toot your own horn. Melissa says, I have 4 kids under 8, homeschooling 3 of them, and the other is home from daycare. 1 emerald away from diamond. If you want it bad enough, you'll make the time. Damn, Melissa. Great job. Awesome, we got to the end. Any last minute questions? You guys can just unmute yourself if you have anything extra for these girls. I'm gonna quickly check Facebook too.
I wanted to ask, how do you guys, because one of my favorite things that Chelsea keeps telling me is to sprinkle bits of you in the fitness post and stuff like that. And so, like, for example, I play trumpet, I sing, I love animals. How do I incorporate stuff like that into these posts and still be trying to attract people or trying to get people to at least comment on something or be like, oh, hey, you do music, I sing too, or something, you know?
Mm-hmm. Does anyone want to resonate with anyone?
I would say don't focus so much.
You got muted, Amber.
Go ahead.
Okay. I would say, Cass, don't focus on making literally every single post about fitness and coaching. Because again, like one of the vital behaviors is connecting with your audience, connecting with your future clients, because we want to build relationships, right? So you want to do also like call to action posts. So if you wanted to do something with like your singing or your trumpet, like you were saying, you could be like, oh, do any of you guys play instruments? Like, if so, like, did you do it back in high school? Do you currently still play? And people might end up commenting on your post. And then that's a perfect way for you to like slide into their DMs and start a conversation and then move on to coaching, or on to like inviting to a challenge group. You see what I'm saying? So obviously do like fitness related posts, but not every single one of them has to be like that, because you still want to show the sprinkle of you, like Chelsea says.
Yeah.
I would say, as a fellow band and theater nerd, I play trumpet too.
Oh my God, really?
That's my instrument, and then I teach music now, you know, so I play all the instruments. And sing. But I would say like you can absolutely weave it into your stories. So sometimes I'll just do one story of me playing an instrument, and sometimes like today I was in a musical mood, so I played Hamilton to my workout. And I haven't posted it yet, but I know all my theater peeps gonna come out of the wood, go, you listen to Hamilton while you work out? Could we listen to Hamilton together and work out? You know, like just making it very you. Like, you know, like if you want to listen to, theater nerds, they hear, we all hear. Wait, raise your hand if you're a theater nerd. Jackie, there she, oh, look at all you people, you know, like we're all there. Like Chelsea's a theater, like it's you know, there's no shame in talking about it or like sprinkling it in. You just be so.
Yes. My favorite movie of all time is Moulin Rouge. Like.
Yeah. Cassie, can I add something? I just want to add something.
Yeah.
There are 400,000 coaches in our network. So the people you're talking to could join anyone. So it's important, like people aren't going to join you because you post about health and fitness. People are going to join you because you're their friend, because they can relate to you, because they have things in common with you. So I think you should work on your brand, and Chelsea is amazing at helping people come up with their brand. So just think about that and start posting about those things, because people aren't going to join you if you're only posting about health and fitness, because there's a million people on Instagram posting about health and fitness. People are going to join you because they like you and they want to be your friend. And the only way that's going to happen is if they see things that they could connect with you about on your page. And that is trumpets, that is theater, those type of things.
And for anyone who may have missed it, Chelsea, just so that you don't all bombard her with like, help me build my brand. She did an amazing call on branding with like the color wheel, but of things about you. And so again, that's in the files tab. Watch that. I have mine saved right here, and I have like so many ideas from that call. So that was a good one. All right, guys, we are going to wrap up. Thank you, and congratulations to all of you new diamonds, including the ones popping tomorrow and in all of May. You deserve so much recognition because of the consistency that's been paying off. I'm so proud of you guys, and all of you guys, literally every single person on this call has the potential to get to diamond and then star diamond and start getting those bonuses and whatever it is that you want, no matter how long you've been coaching. If it's been 6.5 years with me or 6 hours, like everybody has the same level of potential. You just have to take action and believe in yourself. I feel like that was one of my big takeaways from tonight. So let's do a boomerang and then I'll let you guys go. Okay, I'll count us down. 3, 2, no, Callie's like, no. Sorry, keep going, guys. I saw everybody else start. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, and of course I did a photo, so feel free to tag me in yours. All right, thanks again, you guys, for sharing, and have a wonderful rest of your night, and thanks for hopping on, you guys.